What's up, Mavletic lovers and listeners, and welcome back to Maverick Postgame. We've got another full show for you today as the football team closes out their season with a win.
And women's soccer became the RMAC champions.
Plus, men's basketball pulled out a great win to start off their season.
And women's basketball also has a weekend of incredible victories.
All of that and so much more as we move ahead into this recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. So with that being said, I'm your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I'm Dino Allen.
Let's dive into all the game-breaking stats, off-the-wall wins, heartbreaking losses, and in-depth analysis of our CMU athletics. Roll it!
Hello everyone, once again I'm Dino Allen.
And I'm Grace Metcalf. Let's hop right in and take a look at all the Mavtastic action that took place this week here at CMU. Junior quarterback Gavin Herberg threw 3 touchdown passes and scrambled for another Saturday as Colorado Mesa wrapped up the season with a 38-24 victory over New Mexico Highlands. The win, the fourth in the final 5 games of the season, secured a winning record at 6-5, 5-4 in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. In Miles Kochevar's second year at the helm, Herberg threw touchdown passes of 13, 30, and 5 yards to 3 different receivers, Noah Soria, Trevin Edwards, and Ryan Hollingsworth, respectively, and added a 10-yard touchdown run early in the second quarter. The Mavericks scored on their first 3 possessions on drives of 59, 56, and 65 yards. After punting on the 4th series, the defense got the ball right back when linebacker Chris Horning intercepted a Highlands pass and rumbled down to the 16, setting up a 26-yard Henry Cattleman field goal for a 24-3 lead with a minute and 30 seconds left in the first half. Liban Shongalo recorded CMU's second interception of the game early in the third quarter to give CMU the ball back. On second down, Herberg found Keyshawn Ashford across the middle, and he turned it into a 35-yard gain to the Highlands 30 on the next play. On the next play, Herberg completed a back shoulder pass to Trevin Edwards in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown and a 31-3 lead. His final touchdown pass capped a 10-play 49-yard drive that took 5 minutes and 33 seconds off the clock in the third quarter. Mesa overcame back-to-back penalties on the drive and converted on 4th and 4 when Edwards gathered in a short pass just beyond the first down marker to keep the drive going in Highlands territory. CMU mixed some tough running by its 4 running backs and Herberg with the passing game to keep the Cowboys off balance most of the game. Ashford led CMU's ground game by committee with 61 yards on 9 carries. Marvin Jones, who scored the Mavs' first touchdown on a 10-yard run, added 42 yards on 11 carries. As a team, the Mavericks recorded more total yards than the Cowboys with 364 to 335. Of those total yards, the Mavs recorded 211 of those for passing yards and 153 for rushing.
Colorado Mesa women's soccer team dominated from start to finish as the 4th-seeded Mavericks stunned Colorado School of Mines on its own field in Golden by a 3-0 score in the final of the RMAC tournament. The win clinched Colorado Mesa's second ever RMAC tournament championship and first since 1998. It also clinched CMU women's soccer's first trip to the NCAA tournament since 2011 as the Mavericks wrap up the RMAC tournament, getting the automatic qualifying bid. With the tournament win, the Mavericks broke through Mines' vaunted defense, scoring 3 times against a team that had kept 10 consecutive shutouts entering Sunday's match. The Mavs jumped on their early chances as Akers scored in the game's 3rd minute for the 2nd consecutive game, and the Mavs likewise tallied another goal within the first 2 minutes of the second half. Colorado Mesa seemed to be in the right place at the right time all the time, completely flipping the script from a short 17 days ago when the same Mines squad defeated CMU 4-0 in Grand Junction for the second loss in a 3-game late-season Mavs losing streak. The Mavericks were purposeful both offensively and defensively, making crisp 1 or 2 touch passes with one another and repeatedly clogging the passing lanes of the Ordigger attack. The visiting Mavericks landed the first punch almost immediately out of the gate just 4 days after scoring in the 3rd minute in the RMAC semifinal against Westminster. Aker cut inside from the left wing and opened up towards the far post with a shot at the 2:05 mark of the game. The ball took a short hop in front of Mines goalie Sadie Wolf, who was diving to her left, and the ball skipped over the goalie's hands high into the net. The goal stopped the Orediggers' scoreless streak at 981 minutes. Aker scored again in the 25th minute, and the second goal was nearly identical to the first goal, except this time Aker struck with her left foot as Mines were unable to completely clear a corner. Sophomore center back Allie Wachtel played the ball back up to Aker, who was able to turn and hit another one-hopper past a sprawling Wolf. No sooner had the whistle blown for the second half when the Mavericks put the ball in the net again just a minute and 59 after halftime. Odessa Correa hit a perfect through ball on the ground that allowed Kylie Wells to run onto the ball within an instant one-on-one against the keeper. Wells finished with a calm toe poke into the bottom right corner, and suddenly the Mavs were the first time in the 2023 season to score 3 times on Mines. As a team, the Mavericks outshot the Orediggers 17-15 with 6 of those shots being on goal. The Orediggers recorded double the number of fouls than the Mavs.
Isaac Jessup put up a career-high 22 points. Trevor Baskin had a 24-point, 13-rebound double-double, and Colorado Mesa dominated the second half to defeat St. Edwards 89-73 for its first victory of the 2023-24 season. The 16-point margin of victory was the largest lead of the game for either team, as the final score does not match how back and forth much of the game was. Neither team led by more than 5 points at any point in the first half, and the entire game featured 12 ties and 17 lead changes between the two teams. Colorado Mesa trailed at halftime for the second straight game to open the season, just by a 3-point margin at 42-39. St. Edwards had the lead for the final time with 15 minutes and 18 seconds to play after Sean Elkington hit 2 free throws to give the Hilltoppers a 52-51 lead. Michael McCurry put the Mavs back on top with a 3-pointer with 14 minutes and 54 seconds left. With the score tied at 56-56 moments later, Rineker took over to give the Mavs the lead for good. The Mavericks converted steals into baskets all game long. Trevor Baskin came up with a steal and a fast break basket to push the lead to 9 points with just under 5 minutes left, and Reese Johnson's steal and score pushed the CMU advantage to double digits, 79-68, with 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Jessup hit his 6th 3-pointer of the day to open up a 12-point lead, and the Mavericks reached the final 16-point margin after Mac Rineker hit a 3 with the shot clock winding down on the Mavs' final possession. As a team, the Mavericks shot 51.6% from the field, 40% from 3-point range, and 73.3% from the free throw line.
After a loss against Texas Permian Basin last year, the more experienced women's basketball team turned up the heat this year to win and improve to a 5-0 start of the season. With the Falcons double-teaming and denying Olivia Reed the ball in the low post, the Mavericks countered by snapping passes around and across the perimeter and knocking down 3-pointers. In fact, CMU took only 5 shots inside the 3-point line in the first half, and only 19 of their 59 shots in the game were 2-pointers. The Mavericks hit a dozen from beyond the arc, the most in a single game since making 13 against CSU Pueblo in 2020, and made another 12 from inside the 3-point line. Reed didn't have a field goal attempt in the first half, but had 7 of her career-high 18 rebounds in the first 20 minutes. She finished with 9 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block shot. She was 3 for 3 from the field, including burying a 3-pointer in the fourth quarter. Her first field goal came at the 3:47 mark of the third quarter on an offensive rebound. She was fouled in the opening 2 minutes of the third quarter on the first shot she attempted. Her teammates, though, picked her up offensively. Mason Rowland scored 19 points, again providing the spark off the bench, making 3-pointers, and she and Kylie Kravik triggered the offense against the ball pressure up top. Forward Claire Heitschmidt helped foil the 1-3-1 zone early by hitting 2 of her 3 3-pointers and her final 3 in the opening minute of the fourth quarter, all but put the game out of reach 50-35. She finished with 11 points and 6 boards. Once the Mavericks adjusted to the physical pressure-packed defense the Falcons ran, they handled the ball better with only 4 second-half turnovers after 10 in the first half. As a team, the Mavericks had a slight edge on the boards, 37-32, shot 40.7% from the field, 30% from the three-point line, and made all 10 free throws.
Now that we have recapped some of the games, it's time to announce our Maverick of the Week. Our Maverick of the Week goes to Michaela Ecker. Michaela was named the RMAC tournament MVP after scoring twice in the title game and 3 times overall in the tournament. It was the first 2-goal game for Ecker across her 74-game collegiate career. Congratulations, Michaela, for your outstanding performance. You are Maverick of the Week. We are now at the end of our show, and it is time for our closing statements. My closing thought is on our fall sports. We're closing out on the season where some did better than others. The women's soccer won the RMAC championship, football finished out their season, men's soccer wasn't picked for the NCAA tournament, and the volleyball team moved back into the nation's top 10. All around, it's been a crazy season.
It sure has, and my closing thought is how we've had plenty of wins and losses, but I'm really excited to get into our winter sports. We've already been seeing some big wins come from both our basketball teams and our swimming team. I'm excited to see what they bring this season, as well as our other great winter sports.
Me too. Now that we have wrapped up all the action from this week and given our closing thoughts, it is time to close the show. Thank you everyone so much for joining us this week on Maverick Postgame. I've been your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I've been Dino Allen.
Have a great Thanksgiving break, and be sure to go check out our channel 62.2 for more games and updates. We'll catch you next week on an all-new recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. Stay safe, Mavs, study hard, go to a game or two, and of course, have yourselves a amazing day.